where the Panthers are at and what this game means to them. It seems like stakes are pretty high for the Panthers these days.
Yeah, it's an understatement. I think they've been kind of doing this seems like for a month now.
Yeah.
They're the next game's bigger than the last one, and moving forward. So, I think when you just have to look at the standings, right? See where they're at. They didn't have the greatest performance in Philly, missing a couple key guys, Duclair and Bennett, which Bennett I think kind of is the driver of this team, and you go with Lyon just because of, you just can't play the number one guy every single game.
Right.
You find yourself a point back. You like to look at this game. You're at home. Huge game. I know it's a big game for the Leafs as well, coming off their last game. So it should be a good one. Doing this for a while, I think there's certain games you get pumped up for. I'm excited for this one tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the Leafs are that team for a lot of people across the league, but just given all the top teams in the division, there's not a lot of games you can afford to not get up for in the Atlantic. We've talked all year long about how loaded the division is, and once again, it did seem to be split a little bit, but the Panthers kind of hanging around here have proven that they should be up there. Just how difficult is this division? We look at it across the league, and, the Oilers, they've had the year they had, and they've still got a shot at the division title in the Pacific, whereas, you look at the Panthers, if they were out there, they could be making a run like that right now, whereas they're scratching and clawing just to get a wild card spot. What do you think it does for a team to have them playing in such a loaded division?
Well, I think it's, on the other side of that, you just, like you said, I mean, there's no nights off. And, I think the parity is there on the division. And you can see kind of the fight that a lot of these teams are in. And I think for Florida, obviously, Tampa and Toronto there, being more at the top, and Boston, I think it's, we find ourselves in this position here just for lackluster, inconsistent play throughout the year, and decided to kind of turn it up the last month and a half and playing the right way. And I think I don't want to say it's finally kind of, the buy-in's been there, but I think, Coach Maurice has really kind of been preaching, the way you need to play come playoff time. And I don't know if that was an inability of this group because they were such a high-flying pace team. They're a little bit more of a muck and grind team now. You find them along the boards, trying to win those battles. But, yeah, I mean, going back to the parity is there. You got to be ready each and every night, and the Atlantic Division's tough. But, where we find, the Florida Panthers right now are in a, I would say, a fortunate spot, having our schedule that's ahead of us and where we sit in accordance to that wild card spot.
Yeah, you mentioned the team kind of being a little bit more muck and grind than they used to be. What has Matthew Tkachuk done there to I guess, I don't want to say the team has followed in his image somewhat, but he seems like he's just been a massive part of their success. They have turned things around, and a lot of that seems like it's on the back of a great player like him.
Yeah, he likes to drag people into the fight. That's for sure. That's why I'm kind of excited for this team to actually, get an opportunity to get into the playoffs, because you want to see his act firsthand, in the playoffs. And I think, not knocking kind of what we've done in the past, but we all know playoff hockey, the ice, there's not much space out there, and the checking is that much more attention to detail, and certain things get magnified. And I felt like just, for Jonathan Huberdeau, who was here, who had an excellent career here in Florida, I found the checking was that much more, and he just couldn't get through that kind of next spot. So the identity of the team, I wouldn't say is totally muck and grind, because I think they can just, to whoever the game is playing that night. You can see the other night they were kind of in a shootout, with Montreal. There wasn't much defense in that game, but when they have the opportunity to score, it seems like they're scoring. But they're finding themselves in these close games of late, holding on and winning these one-goal games.